Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Fatin Ayuni binti Muhammad Jani. So today I will configure router on a stick interVLAN routing on packet tracer. So I already put the devices based on the topology. So before we go more further, I want to tell why we need to configure router on a stick interVLAN routing. This is because to enable devices to ping each other, the switches must be configured with VLANs and trunking, and the router must be configured for interVLAN routing. Routing on a stick is a type of router configuration in which you are able to use a single physical interface to route traffic between multiple VLANs. So here is the objective. Part 1. Need to build the network and configure basic device settings such as hostname, set the IP address, set the enable password. Then part 2. Create VLAN and assign switch port. Need to configure the VLAN on every switch. Part 3. Configure the trunk between the switches so that we can do the trunking. Part 4. Configure the interVLAN routing on the router, which is this is the main reason of the lab. Then part 5 is we need to verify is the interVLAN routing is working or not. Okay, for part 1 I already set the basic configuration. Okay, here is for the switch 1. Already set the host name, enable secret, no IP domain. Line console, password, line VTY password, bin MOTD, and more. For the S2, I also already set the basic configuration. Hostname, enable secret, no IP domain. Line console 0, line VTY, bin MOTD. Also for the router, I already set the basic command. Hostname R1, enable secret, no IP domain lookup, bin MOTD, line console 0, line VTY. For the PCA and PCB, I already set the IP address, PCA, and this is the PCB. Okay, for part 2, I already set the VLAN, so I will show you. Okay, here I put the show VLAN brief command. So here is I already assigned this unused port to the parking lot. So FA06, I assign this port to the management, and these two port I assign to default because I convert this port to a trunk. So for switch 2, here is all the unused port that I have assigned to the parking lot. So here is FA0/18 I assign to the operation. Then default is FA0/1. Okay, for this part is part 3. I already set the trunk. So here is we can see for native VLAN 8, the status is trunking, mode on, and port is F0/1. So for the VLAN 3, 4, and 8, I assign to the management domain, port F0/1. VLAN allowed on trunk is 226.821.1005. For the switch 2, I already set the trunking, native VLAN 8, status trunking, port F0/1. So the VLAN allowed is 3, 4, and 8 in management domain. Just now I just make this port green, which is up. So when I put the show interface trunk command on switch 1, we can see the fast Ethernet 0/5, which is here, already set in switch. Okay, next I already set the trunk on the router, so we can see here is all the interface and all the protocol up. Okay, part 5, I want to verify the inter-VLAN routing, is it working or not. So I need to ping from PCA to its default gateway. So here is PCA. So I do the ipconfig all to know the default gateway. So here is the default gateway. I copy, then I ping. So receive 4, loss 0. Next, I need to ping PCA to PCB. Ping PCA to PCB. So ping the IP address of PCB 192.168.4.3. So receive 4, loss 0. Next, ping from PCA to switch 2. PCA to switch 2. So ping, I already copy the IP address of switch 2, then we press enter. So the result is receive 4, loss 0. So it's successful. Okay, last, complete the following test from PCB. From the command prompt on PCB, issue the tracer command to the address of PCA. Okay, what intermediate IP address are shown in the result? Okay, so we can PCB. So we put the tracer command. Okay, we can see here is the intermediate address and default gateway for PCB. Okay, then we need to ping the PCB. Receive 4, loss 0. For ping for switch 1, receive 4, loss 0, and ping for switch 2. Got 4 reply and receive 4, loss 0. So that's all from me.